Welcome back to Southern Nevada Sports News. I'm joined by the co-owners of the Vegas Lions, who also sponsor the show, Jeffrey Belknap and Bill Miller. Welcome back, guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to college football now, and something this week that obviously was close to my heart in how well I know Blake O'Neill, the poor kid. But so he's dropped a snap with 4 seconds to go, and unfortunately, this is my view on it. I think that he's snapped into Aussie rules mode because we grew up playing a game where you would never ever dive on the ball because that's a free kick straight away. So if you get caught from a tackle and you don't dispose of the ball correctly, then it's a penalty to the other team straight away. So looking at that and straight away, receiving text messages on the phone straight after, people knowing that I'm in America playing American football now but did have an Aussie rules background, everyone's asking me what was he thinking. And straight away, I reckon he's just gone into Aussie rules mode. So he's tried to scoop the ball back up. We've all seen it now a million times. In fact, Blake's Twitter followers have about times by 100 this week. So
it's always a positive that comes
It is a positive, yeah. And I saw a lot of girls on there hitting you up too, Blake. So
good job, Blake.
Good luck with that, shaking Blake. So, but that's what I think he's done, guys. I know you've got a couple of different views on it, but I think he's gone into Aussie rules mode, tried to scoop it back up, and we all know what happened after that, unfortunately.
Well, I'm a Michigan guy. I like to see Sparty win, if they're not playing this game. But, Blake, you're still my guy. What you were doing early in the game even. I mean, I posted a video of your 80-yard punt, and it had over 2,000 views.
I tagged you in that too, Blake, so make sure you have a look.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you really look at it, for what you're doing, we just really appreciate what you're doing and what Pro Kick and Nathan Chappie Chapman is doing out there, and what they're really doing just overall. You're talking about kickers in the NFL, kickers in college. There's no other program that's putting kickers into the sports like you guys are. Just keep your head up, keep doing the right thing. Now to the coaching side. When I see something like that, automatically my coaching instincts kicks in. I don't think that the ball should have been punted. I think that they should have maybe snapped the ball and just ran the clock out, or just got a fast guy to run to the sideline or whatever it was. There's so many other ways to do that. You've seen over and over again where a team takes a safety, in a particular play like that. So I don't know. You really can't pinpoint whose fault it is, but it's unfortunate. I'm watching the guy run back, and I'm thinking if he submarines those guys, then he knocks the guys out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
So there's so many different things that could have happened. It happened. Keep your head up. Keep playing ball. It's all good.
Bill?
Yeah, I felt for him, but I was even more impressed with him when I saw his press conference.
Absolutely.
I think he came around as very genuine. He owned it.
Yep.
And he's looking forward to the next game against Minnesota in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
So, Blake, just keep on keeping on, man.
The thing about Blake is, too, very well educated. He's actually going for his master's degree now in communications, if I'm not mistaken. So he's got the training behind him. I thought his press conference, as you said, Bill, was absolutely fantastic. He handled himself really well, and he was almost, moving on with a bit of laughter, which would not be easy because we all know how tough it would have been. And he's even had some death threats, which is absolutely disgusting. But
ridiculous.
Hopefully, I know he'll bounce back. He's a senior, so I think he's got to apply to have another year next year because he only had 1 year at Weber State. So he's still got some eligibility left. So plenty of time to turn it around. And as we said, that 80-yard punt at the start of the game
was ridiculous.
He was on the 2 and he ended up on the other 2. So that is literally flipping the field. You can't do any better than that. So he's going to bounce back, and we're all behind you, Blake, and everyone at Pro Kick Australia is too. So just keep on keeping on, and I think he tweeted about the Minnesota game coming up. So good luck in that one, Shaking Blake.
I love that. I might call you that. Hopefully I'll meet you. I'm going to call you that.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming to Vegas. Everyone wants to come to Vegas, so he's definitely going to come.
The cool thing is that what I noticed just from reading the Twitter is the amount of support that he had from the other kickers. You got kickers in Utah. You got a kicker in Oregon State, and just watching these guys come to his defense in a sense. The way the team came to his defense, was all huge. But
yeah.
I'm happy.
Moving on from Blake's mishap on the weekend. Anything else grab your eyes? Bill, anything else grab your eyes in college ball this week?
Yeah. The team that I think everybody really should be concerned about is number 3, Utah. I think that nobody's really giving them the credit that they deserve.
Yeah.
I think that, right now the attention is on, Alabama, Ohio State, and TCU.
Always is, yeah.
Always is. The major, Pac-12 is a major conference. We'll see what happens against a USC team that played surprisingly well at Notre Dame last week.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody gave them a snowball's chance in hell up in South Bend, and they made that a very close game.
Yeah.
And I think that they're going to come back home, and I think that they're going to, give Utah a run for their money. I still think Utah's going to win that game, but it's going to be close.
What about your game tonight, Bill?
Oh, my goodness.
You get a tough one. UCLA is playing Stanford tonight, and that's
No, well, that was actually last
Cal,
week.
Cal,
Yeah.
right?
And,
Well, it's another derby.
Yeah,
isn't it?
let's not talk about that one.
Yeah, let's avoid that one. Well, that propels Stanford to where they are now.
Yeah.
That was just a game where there was absolutely no defense on either side of the ball.
Right.
I think it was like 90 points scored in that game. I don't even know what the original over and under was, but I know it wasn't anything close to 90.
No, it was not. It probably was somewhere around 50.
I suspect that this is going to be another high-scoring affair, and probably whoever has the ball last wins.
Nice. Those are their best ones to watch. Actually.
It is, yeah. And speaking of, we had one of those in the Rugby World Cup on the weekend too.
Oh.
Now, I almost had to have this week off the show after seeing my Wallabies nearly throw it away on Sunday. So now they scraped away with a win for those obviously American audience. So just so you know, we're down to the semi-finals now. So
of the World Cup.
Cup. So it's pretty big time of year for rugby fans. It happens every 4 years, so that's why it's so huge. And shout out to my co-host here, Jeff, for getting up at 7 a.m. on Sunday. Which was
6.
a
I
really
had to pick you up.
6. He had to pick me up first, and then we got down the pub, McMullen's Irish Bar, which is right next to the Orleans, and we're going to be hitting them up for a sponsorship. Actually, now that we've dropped them on there,
be what, $50
yeah, that's
right
$50 for that 15 seconds. So
That's it.
So Aussies have looked fantastic the whole tournament, and then Sunday was the worst they've looked. I'm just hoping that it's a little speed hump that they can just overcome now and then move on. Because if you look across the last 4 or 5 World Cups, the team that scraped through in either a round of 16 match or a quarterfinal match, sometimes a semi-final match, have still gone on to win the tournament. So I'm just hoping that happens. Did you see any of the match, Bill? Me and Jeff watched it. Didn't see any of the match? Okay. Yeah. So it was a close
I think
one.
one way that you can win this game is stop collecting your scrub. Wait. Scrum? Yeah, that's what it is. Scrum. Yeah, I'm learning this, but I'm gonna learn this.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing for Jeff was that the ref calls that way,
Yeah.
and that actually means that the team on that side of the ball has the ball, whereas in football, American football is obviously that way.
Yeah.
So that was probably the hardest thing to teach him. But you're right, our scrum was terrible on Sunday, so thanks for bringing that up. Shout out to Michael Checker, the coach of the Wallabies. You heard it here first. The collapsing of the scrum is what's killing us. So in the other half of the draw, the all-conquering All Blacks. It's hard for me to say that, but they were absolutely phenomenal. 62 points to 13.
Yeah.
Over the French.
Saw the results.
Who have traditionally been a little bit of a bogey side too for the All Blacks. So they've come out and absolutely demolished the French. So they go through to their semi-final. And we go through to play Argentina on our side of the draw.
So you successfully have booted all the Northern Hemisphere teams.
Correct. Thanks for bringing that up.
You
So
like
this is
that?
the first time that no Northern Hemisphere team has been left in a World Cup at the semi-final stage. So
Yeah, in fact, there was an interesting article in the BBC that they had that the lack of European teams, in the quarter semis.
Especially being in England.
yeah, exactly. They'd be wrapped with that up there, the Poms. So that brings us to the end of segment 2. Coming up next, we've got an absolute superstar NFL player in the past, Mac Smith. So looking forward to chatting with him. And now Coach Mac. So that's coming up next.
That's it.